Welcome back everyone to Terminus, and we're doing the new DLC, The Last Escape, which is the train escape. Currently at the moment we've had a really horrendous run. If I was playing this and I wasn't recording it, I'd have started over by now. It's just one of those situations. We've literally started here, we went up, round by the fortified house, next to the danger zone. We had to go and backtrack back to the fortified house to get some fuel when we managed to get clothes from here to do a quest. Then we had to split up our people because we was both dying of no food and no water. We looted the grocery store. We met up again. We've had to go for a railway toll and we're up here. And this has been probably one of the longest runs I have done in just the little starting area. Normally I'm up by Terminus now and the run's over. But unfortunately luck hasn't played a part. Now that could be down to the new expansion lowering the rate that you find food and water, which I do suspect that's happened. We could have just got extremely unlucky. Now we did get very lucky on the last one. We're currently on a restaurant tile and we found something we was missing all the run. We found pots and pans, we found a lot of food, so now we're good for about 2 days on food and water. So we want to make a push north as best we can. We still have our gas can down here with 5 fuel. We have a siphon pump, but unfortunately no empty cans if we do find a car. We've managed to craft up a lot of bait with just like the rotten stuff we've been picking up. So when we get to the park, we've got a good amount. We've got a fishing rod so we can fish. We now made our makeshift lighter so we can actually start fires to cook food. But like I said, we're good for about 2 days and we've still got a little bit extra food. We did pick up AP items, but unfortunately we had to use the AP items early in the run. So at the moment, Barry is about to zone onto the library tile. A car. Oh, that is just fantastic. Let's go back to Sandy and let's get Sandy to the zone point as well. Sandy can't zone, but she has got a raincoat on. She should be fine. You can't get to me, and next turn we can zone with Sandy. Barry, you've got 13. Let's go and search out this car and see what's in there. More importantly, we did find a car early in the run, which is here, but we've got no spanners to fix it, and that was the biggest issue. And again, we've got a broken car here. Now, we have got a lantern and an electronic siphon pump. I think I'm just going to chuck the makeshift and keep the electronic. You only ever need one siphon pump. I did a full map clear in a world domination run, and we picked up like 4 or 5 pumps, but I never even used the one, and we was topping up that car left, right and centre. So yeah, you don't really use this very often. I am going to pass the turn. I could go and get Barry in the building to get out the rain, but the problem is if there's a zombie in there, I won't be able to react. Now, again, we're still in the same situation. What was the economy? 1.7. So this has a lot worse economy than the other one. It does have fuel in there, so if we did find an empty gas can with the siphon we've got, we could take that fuel out of there, which would be nice. We could also, I think I can do it, Molotovs. So a Molotov takes 0.5 fuel. I could craft up 2 Molotovs. Or at least set the recipes up to craft. We'll use the heaviest bottle first, which is that one. I'm sure it's only 0.5 fuel you need. Let me just check the recipe again. Yeah, 0.5 fuel. It was just looking a bit weird on there. But I'm going to set up 2 recipes for Molotovs. Then I'm going to siphon the stuff out the car. Retrieve fuel. So yeah, our gas can is now at 4.8. And we've managed to get 2 Molotovs, which we'll pass over to Sandy to craft. That could be very useful when we get up towards Terminus. Okay, Barry, you've got a lot. Let's get Sandy onto the same tile as you. And then also I want to get Sandy inside. Now, we've got a good chance of books here. Now, there is a pickpocket there, so we will be taking them out. Otherwise, they will steal an item from us. So what I'm going to do is just attack. We won't lose morale from these anymore. Only a 30% hit chance. Okay, so what I might actually do is get Randy up there. Sorry, Barry. Don't know where Randy come from. Because Barry has guns. We do have some bullets. And he has a 42%. Okay, we got a lovely crit at the end there for 26.6. But otherwise, it'll just steal stuff from us, and they could still say my strength book or my elf book, which we traded a lot to get hold of those. So yeah, let's get Barry onto the tile, and let's see what all the loot is we've got. Always going to be picking up... Yeah, we'll pick up the drugs. Always going to be good. We have crafted our own shovel, but that could be a good weapon. Another fishing rod. Torches with loads of charges. I need to find a trading house. We'll leave the jackets and the sweaters. That is an eye. We'll take that one. Up to 1.6. We are coming up to a church tile, so that could be a good way of getting morale back on a church tile. But we have got a good enough novel, so we don't need to mess around. I don't think I wanted a second screwdriver. Angled foregrip. Can we do that to put an extra attachment on? I'd rather have something with accuracy, but that's fine. We'll leave the rest of the stuff on the floor. We're at 1.6, so we are getting really heavy. But we could do with looting this place. Now, if there was any zombies on the tile, they are going to be coming towards us. Because we were shooting a loud gun. We'll leave Barry where they are. We've got a little bit of AP, so let's come up here. An agility stat book. We're going to be taking stat books. Now, we have already done a character 5 across the boards before. A student's going to be a lot easier to achieve that than we did. We did it on a solo character run, which took a long time. So, yeah, we can't really do anything else this turn. We've got no AP, so let's pass the turn and see if any zombies... So, yeah, you'll see a zombie starting to hit the door over on the left-hand side there because they heard the gun. Now, the rain has stopped, but we want to make a quick jump through these couple of tiles to try and see what's up here between the grocery. The church does have a nice room at the back we could stop in. Electronic store, I think, does as well. So let's use Barry to go into the next room, I think. Now, I think there was it in this window. I can't actually get a vision on where they are. We will take the batches because we know we can make those into the makeshift lighters if we need to. But we've got a good amount of torches now. We will have to give one of these over to... I always forget the name. Sandy. Just so we've both got light options. Now, looking at medium quality... That's a low, so that can just be chucked. I'm keeping a few bits of gear for trading. If I need to, I will start dumping stuff. And I keep saying that, but it never happens. 6.8. Let's come up here and let's have vision out the window. So, yeah, it's a zombie there. The window will hold up a couple of more turns. Tape will pick. And again, that book's fairly light for trading purposes. I would love to get a car, and then I can just dump all the stuff in the car. Medium. Clean attack book, that's a very good one. And more cooking recipes, never terrible. Novels we'll pick up, because again, morale's not looking great on either of our people. So I think I am just going to spend a turn to get some morale boosted up, because that can help with our AP. And we'll do the same over here. We should have about 2 books each. I think I'm going to chuck one of these novels and just keep 2 on us. Let's pass the turn. We'll send Barry to go and do that fighting. There might be another room up here. I think there's a corner of the room I can see there. But it's hard to tell exactly. But yeah, Barry, let's come and deal with this zombie. So I think this is the only zombie on the tile. Might be able to take you out with knives. Not quite. Spears. Couple of hits. I'm happy to do that. Let's go outside. Yeah, there is another room up there. I thought there was. Again, we could see the doors there and there. So we'll keep Barry where they are. And Sandy. What else is in here? Nothing that we want. But yeah, if somebody else had been on the tile, they would have been banging on doors or windows with us firing the gun. Ooh, another strength book. That means we could actually get strength 5 on both characters. If we can actually have time to learn the books. So we've looted what we can. Unfortunately, we haven't come across a spanner. Let me just double check that's actually correct. Yeah, still no spanner there. Still no spanner there. And still no spanner recipe in the books. And that's what I was hoping to find, is some recipe books here. So what we're going to do is just keep trying to make a quick move on. We're going to be sending Barry ahead to the church while we loot the rest of this room. Now, Barry was pretty efficient on his AP amount, but because of the amount of stuff we've been carrying, that's no longer true. So you can zone on the next turn, and Sandy's got a couple of more bookcases in here. Trading, observation, that's a very good book for both characters. Gives us that little bit of extra sight. Fast learner, that's a very good book. And I think we just picked up the meat pie, so we don't need to pick up the recipe again. That's a rotten banana. We've got enough bait already. We're not going to mess around with any more. And next turn we can go for the zone. We might be able to get Sandy through, but it might be another 2 turns for Sandy to be able to zone. These fanny pack over there, but that's not really that great for us. Barry, can you get through? No. Next turn. So we've got 3 hours to secure the church before it's time to sleep. So let's get Barry through the tile. Okay, nobody's immediately in front of us, so that's a good sign. And you need 9 to move through, so next turn we can get Sandy through. So Barry, you've got 8 still. Let's move across 1 just so we can get some visibility. Now the back room is going to be up on the left over here. So we do want to get there as quick as possible. And I'm thinking just walking into the church this way is going to be the best. That's the room I want to get into. Now, we could search every one of these if we really wanted to. The main one is probably the pulpit to search. These here have a very low chance of finding items. We have found good items in the past. Second Street map, I don't think we need. I think it's a good trade item, isn't it? Yeah, we'll just take it. Still at 1.6. We will, next time Barry levels up, we will take the next trait. And Sandy, you can get through now. You would need 6.4 to get to there. So you could actually go there this turn. Or we can go and get you to do the rotten corpse. Is probably the better option. Put the leather gloves on. These are attack gloves, so they are fairly good. I would rather use the other gloves and keep these for combat. Wow, we're just getting flashlights galore. Now we've actually spent all that time repairing up the flashlight. We've got like 6 since then. How are you doing with unbagged weight? So you do have unbagged now, so we do need to put that on. You'll start using the... Again, it took the sling bag as the priority bag just because of the 45 weight reduction. And then he's putting that as the least one. We do need to repair the school bags probably on both of us. We don't want those to break. There is a lot better backpacks. Unfortunately, we haven't got lucky with it. And we might as well do our food. We haven't done it for a while. We'll eat when we get together again. Just have a look at Barry. You should have the pasta still. Yeah, that's good. Gives you a nice morale boost as well. Let's just keep moving. We want to get into this back room before the night. And if there is any combat or windows to cover, we want to make sure we do it. Okay, there is a door to be fixed there. Do you have a plank is the next question. There's nothing under us. And no, you don't. How is your hammer looking? Still 75% because it's very high. 3.7, we can't fix it on this turn. Barry, come in, close the door. Yeah, we're not going to mess around with the rat trap. How are you doing for planks? We'll pick that one up. We might be able to craft some more spears, but we are good on weapons at the moment. Restaurants. We'll pick them up for now, but I think we've got all the restaurants. And we will pick up the Bible, because that's going to be very good to get our morale back in this place, but you're not going to need it. Your morale's looking pretty good. And let's pass the turn. And next turn we'll go down and cover the windows and fix that door with Sandy. Is it a door? Yeah, it is a door. Now, I'm not hearing anybody around me, so I think we're fairly safe. And we'll just go to there. Actually, we haven't checked that one. So, Barry, come over and check this. Don't need today to load trade quality. And our people are next to each other. So, let's get our food sorted on Barry first. So, Barry's foods are good. Well, we need to get some of the stuff off Barry. Because he's now into 1.7. So, we do need to be a bit more abrupt on what we're keeping. So, let's start getting... We've got 2 good weapons up there, so we don't need that as a weapon. We've got the shovel. We need this stuff here. 2 fishing rods could be good if we go to a park. But I think I'm happy with just 1 fishing rod. What's the weight of them? 0.7. Probably a bad idea to do this, but we will chuck it. Anything else I want to dump? I think maybe torches. So we'll give it a lantern over here and we'll have 1 torch. So these are much better than these. So I think I'm going to get rid of all the small ones. We'll just keep a lantern and a flashlight on both of them. If we ever need to come back from, we know where they are if we ever find a car. I think what I'm going to do also as well with your AP is just get your morale up to as max as possible. Just so it converts into more AP. So if we look on Barry now, under his AP, he's now getting 12.6 because he's getting 1.12 because he's content. And we're using 1 AP to get 2 morale. So in a church, that definitely pays off. So for every 2 turns, you would use 1 AP to get your 2 morale back. So yeah, it's definitely worthwhile AP-wise. Okay, Barry, what are you going to be doing tonight? I think I want you to just start reading these books. We'll have a look on the mapping soon at all the new locations. Sandy, what are you going to do? And I think we've got to have you as crafty. Okay, you've got no more AP, so let's pass the turn. And Sandy, we might as well get you to just get your morale up. You need to eat something. We get morale from this, so that was a bit of a waste. We need to get our hydration sorted as well. We won't be eating till the morning, so we might as well use the water now. Get our stats as best as we can. We've got about 10 hours before we make a sleep cycle, so that's fine. Morale's good, so now you can do crafting now. And we'll get that shuffle made as well. Okay, so let's have a look at Barry. You're looking pretty good. We just get your water sorted. So yeah, food-wise, I think both people are good for tonight. And Barry's got stuff to learn. let's finish off with the restaurant book. And we're both getting good amount of APs now, 12 plus. So let's top up. Keep the morale high. So we're up to 24 morale. We'll keep that topped as possible. Put the rest into the restaurant. Which we've got all of them now. Go and find out where the gun shops are. There aren't many of them on the map. We know all the gun shops, so that can go. Okay, so let's have a look on the map. Been a little while. So yeah, loads of restaurants, parks up here we already knew about. So there's a grocery store and a restaurant there. So that's going to be our food issues over. Restaurant, park, library, grocery stores. Where was the gun shops? All the way down the bottom here. Well out of our way. But we did pick up some guns, so it's not really desperate. I don't use guns a lot. I tend to just order them a lot. So Barry's done. Sandy's turn now. We'll use the morale on the next turn. Let's get you to just continue. Unfortunately, we've got no crafting gloves, which would have been nice. And that'll be finished. So who's going to have the Molotovs? It's best to give them to Barry because he's got the lighter. So yeah, 1.3 and 1.5. We're looking a lot better now. We've crafted that stuff up. One more turn and then we'll send them to the sleep cycle. Because they are pretty good on energy at the moment. I think they had a bit of a lay-in on the night before. So Barry, you can keep reading the hardware book. Okay, you didn't find all the hardware stores. We can finish that on the next day. Let's have a look. Yeah, hardware store up there, so that means Terminus can't be there, or there. So it is looking more likely it's over this side. We know the railroad can't cross a path. Or it would have a link from it. So the railroad's going to be coming that way, or a very sharp turn up here. So there is still a chance it could be there. But then we'd have to have another railway track threading through, which there is just about enough room to thread one through. But like I said, it is looking that the railway goes up here, and this railway comes up here, as suspected very early on in the run. What else have we got? We've got a gun shop in the middle there, and nothing else really of note round us. So Barry's used all his AP, so let's get him to sleep until he's healed, because he doesn't need to worry about eating dirty food at the moment, because we're looking pretty good. You can't take any more food until the morning, so let's finish that shovel off. You're still at 1.83 AP, but you've got a couple of strength books here. Now, normally I would switch over to the one with the least pages, but being as though we've only got 340 left on here, it's pointless taking the one for 440. What have we got? We've got a recipe there for a meat pie. We might as well just learn it and get rid of it. We could actually just finish off the book they started. Because we can read faster. Yeah, we finished all the hardware books. And then that can go on the floor as well. So we can have a look. Any more hardware stores on our route? We knew about that one. There's another one here. And there's one next to the park there. So we have got to do a search still in the morning. Unfortunately, we haven't done it tonight. I did forget about it. Okay, let's start putting some more into this thick book. Better strength we are, the more we can carry. And then we're just going to send them both to sleep. Okay, Sandy's up. No, it isn't. It's Barry that's up today. Sandy's still asleep for one more hour. Now, it's looking fabulous. 24 on the stats, so we're getting a massive amount of AP now on Barry. Now, Barry technically doesn't need to do anything this turn. And they can just do stuff on the next turn, so I'm just going to pass a turn. Wait till both characters are up. Okay, food-wise, we need to get that sorted. Now, we are going to be getting... Okay, carb lover does come into effect on these meals. Yeah, let's just eat it. We're not going to eat another one because it will overcap us. And do I want to take the hydration? Yeah, we'll take the hydration. Let's get our stats up full. So Barry's looking pretty good. Let's get Sandy sorted now. Barry's holding all the food, so we are going to be using them out of his bag. So 6 there. Again, if I take another 6, I'll be overcapping it, so I'm not doing that. And I think Barry had all the water as well. So all that water we had now is nearly gone, but we have got 18 hours of water on both characters and 4 hours left in the bottle. But when we get to a part, we've got a good amount of empty bottles. We still have this one over here as well, so we're not totally out of water, and we still get hydration from the food as well. Now, Sandy will have to use some AP. So they would need to use about 7 AP. So, yeah. Just over halfway into that book, and then we'll get our strength up, which will help our carry capacity. And I think Barry has... Oh, okay, Barry's up to 25 AP. Now, next turn, it is going to be bright, so I did forget that. I should have saved a bit more AP on Sandy. So where are we going to be leaving from? We want to get off this tile. We need to do a search on Barry. We just need to find out. Hopefully we get 2 for 4. Yep. And there we got the link. House grocery store is where we're going. We don't need to go to the electronics store. It would be useful to having a radio from there. That's about the best thing we could pick up from there at the moment, or batteries. But we've got enough torches at the moment, so I think I'm happy to ignore that. So we want to go out the house, which is up the north. Now, we've got 2 ways we can achieve that. This way is probably going to be the better option. So, Barry, you are going to be on about 30, just 34.5 on the next turn. So you need to use 10 AP. Can't remember what you're actually reading. We might as well put the fast learner. Now, I don't think there's anything we... Oh, okay, you got to level up. Brilliant. Now, we did say we had to sort it out his strength, so as much as skillful search would be very great, I've got to get his weight control back down to 1.4. So, yeah, we need to get that sorted. Now, it would have been best to take the skillful search. It would have saved us more AP and faster through tiles, but his AP was just getting too ridiculous. He does have 23 kilos unbagged, so we could do with, like, better bags. Now, like with clothing, the temperature and the defense affects the quality. So the lower the condition is, the less the stats. It doesn't affect that way with bags. So you always get the negative 40 protection, whether your condition's 1% or 100%. But if it's at 1%, there's a chance of it breaking, so you don't want it to break. So yeah, let's just pass the turn. And now it's daytime. I'm free to go and start moving around. Barry, take the lead. You can get straight there. Hopefully you don't pick up a sprain. There is a zombie here. How big are you? We can take these out now. They're not that much of a problem. 1.9 and 9 to zone. What can Sandy do? 9.2, 18.2. You can both zone. So we don't need to worry about killing him. There is things, like I said, we could have looted here. But at the moment, I just want to make more progress north. We still have the makeshift armor we put on ages ago. So I'm glad that still exists. We'll just stop on the zone square to stop that tough zombie from zoning through. Now, this is an house, so again, it's another good looting opportunity. Let's take Sandy to the left. Oh. If that had been Barry gone in there, that would have woke you up. Okay, in that case, we're going to take Barry round here. want to keep away from that so we don't wake it up. We'll try the door, but there's a window available there to climb through. Just try and loot some quick tiles. We're not desperate as we have been. Anything we get is a bonus. So 6.3. Let's go and check the refrigerator. We've got enough scrap steel that we don't need to worry about collecting it, and we're not going to be picking up like rotten stuff. Yeah, quick turn. Pass it over. And if there was somebody in this room, we would have spotted it with Barry because the broken door, he would have heard them. Antibiotics, always a great find. Hello. It would allow us to sleep faster. 1.3. We'll just have it on. It's not going to send us over encumbered. Pathfinder could be a good book. We're not going to turn any books down. Sandy's out of AP, so we'll just get Barry on the move now. There is a room here, but you can't get into it. There is a zombie up there. We'll go and take it out because it's a very easy one. There is an aluminium bat. I don't think you can turn an aluminium bat. I know they are good weapons, but I don't think you can turn them into sort of like a barbed version. Yeah, we'll use a spear. We do have enough knives now that we can start making knife spears instead of just basic spears as well. I think I am going to go down and pick up that aluminium vat. Okay, it's only got a couple of hits on there. It would have been better if we had had a bit more. So barbed wire bat there. No, it has to be a wooden bat on that recipe. So we'll just use that as a throwaway weapon. That's fine. So we're on the zone point now. 10 to go through. That'll be next turn. Pass it over. Let's deal with Sandy first. We've searched everything in here. We've just got one room left. Something up here to search. We'll take the threads, and now we finally get our first lighter. Not going to take the Bibles. We've just passed the church tile, so the benefit of them is a bit lessened now. And we've got our first music player. Now, if I remember right, Barry is a trait, yep, music lover. So we'll pass that over to Barry. It's a good way for Barry to get double the amount of what you normally get. So I think it's 1 AP for morale. We'll check it anyway when we trade it across. So Sandy can't really do anything out of AP. So the next turn, I'm going to be running up to zone. And that's exactly what Barry's going to do. Just quickly run in front. Oh, this is not good. Seasides go onto the harbour. We have got a way out to an house there, so yeah. So this would be a dead end. So the seaside there will go onto an harbour, and there's no other way into the harbour except for the seaside. Now, we could do fish in here. We could fill up all our bottles as well. So it's not a terrible tile. Now, I know you can extract salt out of seawater, but I don't. I'm pretty certain you can just pick it up as dirty water and cook it. We might just have a look. Now, this tile can be pretty bad because you can have zombies hiding in the trees and you can't see them. And there's no way. I was hoping they would allow axes to break trees down. Or it doesn't seem to be an addition in the new patch like I hope it would have been. So let's try and get Sandy up to the zone point. Might be quicker. No, because, yeah. We'll just get you up to the zone point that way. Oh, it's saying it's 15 AP, so we might be able to find a better route for you. 5.8, that sounds more sensible, doesn't it? Than 15 AP. Because he was trying to run down here, then run down the bottom, run round here, then run round there. Okay, so next turn you can move. Barry, we are leaving out that tile there. That leads us onto the grocery store. We've got 10 hours still left, so we're not a rush. I just want to see if I can fill up these waters. We could actually fish at the coast and get stuff like crabs and stuff like that. There is normally a car in the north of this tile, so I do want to go up and explore that. So let's go to the water edge here. Just check in, make sure that there's nobody hiding in the trees. And I just want to have a look at what options we've got. So we've got to collect seawater. And then we've got the fish in, fish with bait. Let's put 1 AP into a bottle and see what water it gets me. Okay, so it is seawater and it gives me negative hydration. I know that's a way of extracting salt in the wrong menu. I want to be in the cooking menu. Yeah, it says it has to be dirty water, so I can't use seawater for this. But we could fish here. Yeah, there is a recipe for salt down here, which would be getting it from the fire, but we've chucked our bottles away, so that's actually a waste. Is there a way of me dumping that water out now? Oh no, empty. That's fine. You've got a bit of water there, you might as well just clear it up. I thought we could have maybe collected the water and cooked it and got rid of the salt content out of it, but it doesn't seem to be. That's a thing. We can eat as well. We've got 1 left. We'll give that over to Sandy, and then we're out of food pretty much. So there's no zombies in there. Let's move up a couple of turns, or a couple of tiles. We've got 1 in front of us. Nothing in the trees. I'm confident enough to be able to take this. So it's 6.2. Let's just get rid of that aluminium bat. Oh, that's bad. We had the 2 misses and now we can't actually kill the zombie. Now, I'm going to use the energy drink. I'm not going to take a free hit for nothing. 1.4 to move back. If I can attack for 1.2... we'll take him out with a spear on the next turn. So yeah, I just need to be a bit more careful when we're missing. I'm paying attention to what's going on. So yeah, everybody's done. We'll get Sandy onto the tile now. You don't have a lot to move, so you just stop where you am at the moment. And we could have easily run around this guy if I didn't need to fight him. Now that spear will transfer over to Sandy, and then Sandy can turn that into a knife spear. We've got quite a few of them knives we picked up off the dead survivor. So we've got 10 AP left. I can't see anybody in the tree line. So we do always have the blockage there. Come forward a little bit. Okay, so there's no car on this tile. I think this is the first time I've ever come to a seaside where I haven't seen a car there. And nobody can do anything. So let's pass a turn. So let's move Barry down over here. Just make sure that... okay, there is a zombie and there's an extra zone out of here. That's going to the unidentified place there. But we want to go to the grocery. So the house is the option we want to go. Yeah, and I'm not going to fight him. It's only 1 movement range. We can easily avoid him. Choose the street map and see what this is. So either house is fine. That one's closer for Sandy to get to, so we'll do that one. Sandy, just use 1 AP on something. And Barry, you can stop where you am. So we've got enough that we can maybe get it up to... now the problem is we would end up on a grocery store, but we can do this house and always come up to this house and stop here for the night. If we're good with food, which we're not really, we've got some beans we can cook. We could avoid the grocery store, but I think we desperately need to go there. So Sandy, let's go through. And let's get Barry We could actually send them to 2 separate zones. But I don't think that would really benefit anybody. And everybody's on the same tile now. So 5 AP on Barry, and Sandy's got 11. Let's move Sandy up to this corner here. Now you could get to us. You can't see us, but if you turn around, you could see me. So I'm not going to risk a free attack. Okay, we have got zombies down to the south as well as the one over to the east. I think I'm just going to get Barry to do a lot of the combat. So Barry, come over here. We can see in the window at the same time. We'll get you to take out both these. Now, we don't want to use that spear, but I'm happy to use the other spear for these ones. Another Bible. Talking about a Bible, that one you've got sitting in your bag. I'm not going to use it, so I'm just going to dump it now. Get our weight down into a more manageable area. Okay, Sandy, you can go and lock the windows if it is locked. It isn't in this case. 13.7 on Sandy, 9 on Barry. So Barry, come in here and search this. We do have a flag. This is the first time I've ever seen a flag in the wild. Normally you have to craft them yourself. And when we did the world domination run, oh, proper hammer. Fantastic. And we already know pretty certain we know all that. That's why it was greyed out, even though it didn't say that. Yeah, we know all the locations. But yeah, we had to craft a flag for every location. About 100 and something. I think it was about 140 odd locations we had to craft in the end. And it was a pain, and we did it solo. So yeah, we've never found one in the wild. Now, what a flag does is basically dominates it as a base as such. And it could stem the amount of zombie spawns, but it doesn't stop them totally. But I'm not going to pick it up. We don't need to do it in this run. Barry has got nothing left to do. Sandy's got 13. So I think I'm going to send Sandy safe room. You're not going to overcap, so I'm just going to wait a turn. Just in case we have to do combat. We still got 5 hours. A gas can. Very nice. That's the second one we've got. We had to trade for the other. So technically that's the first gas can we found on this run. And a map fragment, the first one we found on the run as well. We've got a gas station, tunnel ×2, railroad ×3, a fire station. That's the first one we've come across on the map. 2 houses and an electronics store. Now, without looking at the map, it says tunnel ×2. There is normally a tunnel before Terminus. So this could be telling us where Terminus is. And my guess is it is the top right of the map. We don't need to pick up the map fragments. We can just read them from the crates. And my guess is this is in the top right of the map. Oh, no, it isn't. It's all the way down here. Okay. There is multiple tunnels on the map. It's just normally there's a tunnel leading onto Terminus, so I thought it might give us Terminus. So we do know where that railroad is, where I suspected it was going to be. Now, that can't be a railroad, so it has to come into here. So, yeah, that makes me think that this even more is Terminus up here. We could do with a car, really. If we can find a car and get 10 tiles, that will just get us to the other side of the map. So we do want to try and build up all these connections as best as we can. Now, we have got a refrigerator up there. We've got enough steel, so I don't need to worry about breaking down anymore anytime soon. And we've got some more water. Fantastic. We are going to be eating pretty soon. So I think I'm just going to send you into there just so I can get the eating cycle done out the way. Because you didn't eat the food which I left for you. Which was that one. Then I'm going to get you to drink the water, and then we're going to pass that water across. Okay, your water's good. Your satiety's got 20 hours on there, but you will start taking damage about 5 hours. So about midday, well, about the morning, when we get up in the morning, we ate a food, so we could do some cooking on this day. We do have a little bit of beans up here. We could put it with, like... I don't think the apple and oranges will go with that. So we just probably end up having to eat that. So let's have a look at who's got the satiety. So Sandy could do with whichever one's the best. 5 satiety. So you take the apple. And Barry, you can just eat the orange. And then fill yourself up with the water. So we're down to 10 hours of water. So about 5 hours for each of us. With the 18, that's 23 hours. So by 3 o'clock tomorrow, we'll be out of water. We do also have that, so that's an extra 5 hours. So 8 o'clock tomorrow, we can go up to. Now, Sandy spent all the AP. Barry's got some. Let's come into here. Can't see any units there, so I'm going to come straight to this. We'll take the jewellery. We did have to give all our jewellery away, unfortunately. Down to 1.4 AP, so I'm happy to keep the clothing as they are. And we've just got one item left to collect, and then we can get off. There is a big guy at the bottom. And you can't do anything till next turn. So we can make a quick turn off here. We've got 5 hours left. I don't think we've got enough to get to the grocery, loot it. But we do know there's a back room there we could stop. But being next to a danger zone is deadly. So I think I'm going to go up north to this house. Then we'll come to the grocery store in the morning. Maybe we can loot some more stuff and cook a meal before it's night time as well. So I think everybody's used their AP. So you didn't see us, but you are walking towards the window. There's no cars and crops down here, so I'm happy about that. Not certain how we got the... Oh, it's this guy. I was going to say, how did we get the sight of this guy? Sandy. Okay, Barry, you can just loot the last item. Never made the meatballs recipe. It's just sometimes the recipes are a bit convoluted. We can get up there for 9.2. We might be able to get out there a lot better if we can open the window here. Now, there is one guy there, but he can't get to me here. We could zone on the next turn. Barry could go and fight that. Or Barry could just stand here and then zone on the next turn himself. That's fine, he can't get to either one of us. Sandy. Get to the next house tile. And you've got to level up. So we could do cold adaptation. Because it's going to be a longer run going north of the map. That could be useful. But they did increase all the temperature bonuses on gear. So I don't think that's actually going to be worth it. I think I want to be able to read faster. We've got a lot of books stacking up on us. Yeah, reading up faster is going to be the better option. We do have a construction worker, which we really want to get out of the range of. Now, this could be a problem for Barry. No, he's got plenty of AP. Because he would see Barry. There is another one over there, so this is a bit troubling. So there's no tile between these two, which is safe. So I'm just going to move you across one, and hopefully this guy doesn't see you. Bit risky, but we have got the armor to protect us from one attack if we need to. But yeah, that was just very bad timing that two guys was either side of us and we couldn't do much about it. So, Sandy, where do I want you? Actually, Barry, I want you to come this way. Because you're the best one to do combat. We're going to have to take this guy out if we want to sleep here. We've got rid of the aluminium bat already. I think I'll start using the barbed wire bat. So what are we going to do? 5 to 6. Yep, next one. We'll take... Oh, I thought that I did. Okay, so we'll switch down to the spear. We still haven't transferred that spear, but we'll do it tonight. So we've got another big construction worker there. And we know we've got another one over here. So I am just going to come back one. Sandy's got 13. Let's see if Sandy can just sneak past this guy. Sling bags we don't need, yeah. There's a lot of attention on this map. So we are going to have to clear some of these out. Bread, that's good for Barry. Because of his carb lover. And I think that's the best we can do this turn. We're not going to try and take it out of the diagonal, so we're going to have to move here. So we've got more trouble up here. We could always send Sandy up to help out with the fight, if desperately. So let's have a look. Let's just keep using this one. Now, we could easily take the body out and the legs out, but it's just take the head out. You got a chance of good loot. Between 5 and 6. What's the pipe doing now? 3 to 4. So this is actually our best weapon. Got very unlucky on the last hit. And I think I'm just going to use the weak knives. Bit of a bad miss on that one. If we go there for 2.9, we could take this guy out. Or at least weaken him and then bring up Sandy to finish off if it doesn't. A very low chance it will actually succeed, so we'll use something a bit different. 2.6. Not quite enough. I think it might be just another spear. Okay, you are out of AP. But again, we did say we'd bring Sandy up to help with the combat if needed. Now we could secure this room. Do know there's a lot of trouble on there, so we want to stay in the middle so we don't attract anybody. 2.6, your weapons are not as good. Might be able to finally get rid of this lumber. And you don't have anything else. So let's pass the turn. It is going to be dark. We've got a lot of windows to cover up. So I am going to send up Sandy to the north. Because they're less likely to... Oh, you got no rags. Yeah, that was very bad of Barry. Not bad of Barry, bad of me. We've got a window to repair there. A door that's nearly broke there. Can't believe we're down to our last cloth, so we need to start to make sure we pick them up again. Okay, so we've covered all the windows. We just need to repair that. That's going to be a Sandy job. Sandy got any planks? Got one plank. There's one in the middle of the room you can collect as well. Digital watch. Fantastic items. Don't find them in many runs. And basically what a digital watch does is allows you to do everything an alarm clock can do for a lot less weight. So 36 times I could use that for 0.1 weight, where if you look on Barry, alarm clock is 0.5. So it's going on the floor now. Don't need to break it down. I've got enough electronic parts as it is. We'll put you there to collect an extra plank. And then next turn you'll go down and repair that window so we can sleep. And Barry can start... Oh, actually, Barry's got no AP, so we'll do it next turn. So in that case, Sandy, come down and repair the window first. Ah, we've got no cloth. I forgot that. We'd run out. Now, all that clothing we had, we should have just broke down. And you've got no AP. Energy saver, pretty good. Just means less sleeping. Not one of the ones I'll prioritise, but can be useful. Eye durability jacket and eye trade item is more important. So some of these lower ones we could break down now. Still at 1.4, so I'm okay at the moment, unless we're desperate for the cloth. Barry, you can just move back off one in the centre of the room. Got more chance of reacting then. And Sandy can't do anything. So some of the windows around here are pretty weak. But that's not too bad. Food-wise, we don't want to be cooking the food tonight. We have searched everything here, unfortunately. Actually, no, we've left one refrigerator. Now, we can cook that in the morning. I am tempted to just get to sleep. So what's hydration looking like? 11 on Barry. 11, okay. So how much water do we have? We have 10, so take 5. And Sandy, you take it as well. Just clear the bottle. Barry, you can eat that bread. Because you're going to get the better morale bonus off it. We could use the coffee for morale. Get rid of that weight. So who's the worst on morale? It is going to be Sandy. Nobody gets a bonus off this, so it's just 7 morale. So we'll just take it. So we've got a good amount of bottles. We still have the beer we could take for satiety, morale, and all that stuff. But we'll do that in the morning if we're struggling for morale still. But I think that's a great place to call it. So we are starting to make a bit better progress now than we was. We were stuck down here for like 4 episodes and now we're all the way up to here. We're just not getting the best of luck, especially with food and water. It's just a constant issue. But we're getting there. We're not dead. We've got at least another day where if we don't find any more water and food, we still can last out until tomorrow night. And hopefully by tomorrow night, we should have done this grocery store and probably up at that grocery store. Still not got lucky with cars. We had this one down here that needed to be repaired. And then we had another one. I forgot which tile it was on. It was somewhere over here. That we had another car which needed to be repaired as well. I should have left a note there, but I forgot. But we're not going to backtrack all the way down there now. That car's as good as done. So let's keep moving up north, and hopefully a couple of more episodes we might actually get to the new content. I do apologise again. I should have just started on the new content, but I wanted to do a full run. Hopefully you're enjoying this series still, and I'll be seeing you again soon. Thank you very much for watching.